PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU. Right. That's enough of you, you little shit. Come here. Snatch. Snatch it right up out of there. He's being treated with absolutely no respect whatsoever from now on. The lying little bastard. Deception has no place on PEINTEINGU, apart from when I use the illustrious abilities of things like perception and illusion and stuff like that to create obvious things of beauty here on PEINTEINGU. Greetings! Konnichiwa! Welcome! Ladies and gentlemen, bears and bearettes, niggers and niggerettes, to the glorious, enigmatic, epic, illustrious PEINTEINGU. How are you? How are you all? I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I need to spend a few moments mixing some white to use for today's PEINTEINGU. Because just like Europe, I'm running low on white because I use so much white. Because white is so important. It is of the utmost import. It is paramount. Whiteness is paramount on PEINTEINGU. I kind of want to get a better angle on this shit. I want you to see the whole PEINTEINGU in all of its fucking glory. We are returning to the Caribbean today, witnessing the conflict between a satellite and the moon, La Luna. There's a United States Marine Corps battleship, perhaps aircraft carrier in the background. And we also have a demon octopus, the spawn of an octopus and a demon in the foreground. So, today's PEINTEINGU is going to be like every other PEINTEINGU. God only fucking knows what's going to happen. What I'm going to paint, what I am going to just impulsively slap upon the canvas. I say canvas, 'tis but paper. Ain't no thread on this bitch. Oh. A ding of the dong. Clarification in the form of vibration. Shall we indulge in some music? To get the brood throwing? To get the brood throwing, we will play some taiko drums. Pray, I pray, you rough drums. I swear to God, I actually think it would actually cause some jaw muscular issues if you were to just constantly switch out your fucking L's for R's. I pray no games with Rav. Just constantly roar. Gonna turn into a dog, nigga. Roar. Ba-bum. It is time. It is that time of day. It's come again, and it will come again, again and again and again, until the end of all of your mortal lives. For I, Defenderu, former god of PEINTEINGU, have embarked on a great quest. I say embark. It's more like against my will. I have been, a quest has been thrust upon me, is what really happened. They say greatness is thrust upon people. One must just take up greatness and run with it. That is what I am doing here on PEINTEINGU. Unfortunately, many eons ago, long ago, I, Defenderu, god of PEINTEINGU, god of all things colorful and prayful, I was impulsive, emotional, childish. I painted the Monkey King's penis. It was I. The gods had questions. Many questions. Why? Why paint it? Why is it so small? And why is it shaped like that? Because he's a monkey. It's a monkey penis. It's not a normal penis. Maybe that's why he got so upset. Being half man, half monkey, but has a monkey's penis. Can't be easy. Forgive me, Monkey King! But until he does, I shall continue to PEINTEINGU! PEINTEINGU! It's PEINTEINGU! It's PEINTEINGU! 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 Painting you! Painting me! PEINTEINGU! Let's PEINTEINGU! Painting you! Painting me! It's PEINTEINGU! Let's PEINTEINGU! Yeah! Let the brood flow! For PEINTEINGU! Get it into you! Allow it to permeate your soul! Your chi will flow here on PEINTEINGU. No chi is left unstirred. Brother Tuikarendi Baru, Brother Demon Hunter Baru, welcome to PEINTEINGU. Ruby Roo! Do at least one more octopi. I think we could fit like 8 of them in there. What do you think? 2 for 2 for the Rogans up. Indeed! All who enter, do this. Don't make me get Garlos out. Oh, I want a shamisen so bad. It's like a spider tap dancing on a fucking violin or something. It's just so tangy, goodness. Open this pit up. Yeah! Allow PEINTEINGU to tingle your spine. need more white. Did I mention I need more white? Something to mix the white. Hit me with your mixing stick. Where's my shtick? I had a shtick. What is it? Blast! Somebody has taken my shtick. Yup! I have my rag, I have everything else. I have my bitches, I have my rag, but where's my shtick? Hit me with your mixing stick, bitch! Yeah! Ha! I know I said I love mixing paint, but I'm not gonna lie. Mixing white, it's not exactly exciting. The world needs more white. I agree with this. I agree with this entirely. In its entirety. That should do. That white should do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Right. We're in the Caribbean. So let's get these bitches wet.
I've officially been wearing my...
You're officially a fag is what you are. Interrupting PEINTEINGU, you fucking wanker. The nerve. Right. The royal rag has been placed upon my knee. The bitches are ready to get wet. These bitches are about to get wetted. Oh, wet these bitches up, bruv. Like, you want to get wetted up, cuz? Get wetted. Oh, when I heard that one, I was like, that's fucking hilarious. You looking to get wetted, son? Paint. Right. So, what was the objectives? A satellite, some armor, and a mountain. We have our mountain. We have a fucking volcano and a mountain. So you got way more than you deserve there. We have the moon wearing a cowboy hat, donning a handlebar mustache, wielding a laser pistol, taking on a satellite. Now, I'm thinking I should do something to the satellite, but I don't think putting armor on it is going to work. Because I think the satellite looks pretty good the way it looks right now. So I'm thinking if I just slap something on it, maybe we'll think about it. In the meantime, I think I will do more octopi in the foreground. And perhaps they're playing some volleyball, you know? Playing some volleyball with the grappler, with the fucking... Maybe they're playing volleyball with a fucking Palestinian child. Part of me wants to do really offensive stuff just for the laugh, but like at the same time, I say it like, and I'm picturing it in my head as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I have a very vivid imagination, but just a load of purple demon octopi off the coast of the Caribbean islands, just fucking tossing around Palestinian child. Oh god, it would piss so many people off. Seriously, like, people are just so easily fucking like triggered these days. Like, you know what I mean? You can do fucking anything. You can say anything about anything these days. You can like say that you like a video game, you know, and people will be like, "Oh, it's fucking, You clearly have very bad taste in video games if you like this video game. Like you're obviously this, and this. You're obviously the following 10 things if you express interest in this one thing for this one reason. Fucking ridiculous. There's more white descending from the heavens as I speak. Is that because of you? Have you been putting buns in ovens, Demon Hunter Bear? Imagine that's the way you announce that you got your missus pregnant. There's more white descending from the heavens as I speak. How do you know? Trust me. I know. Just trust me on this. More whites in approximately 9 months. Paint. Right, I'm gonna put some laser on this laser pistol. Where's my funky green? Paint. Luminous. Time to get this bitch wet. Bitch wet. Smack bitch. Clean bitch. Okie dokie. Let me see. I want to kind of get this laser, like, blasting the satellite, not just like blasting the front of it. See if we can get some like effects going on in terms of like scorch marks or armor displacement. Shit like that. Some kind of like refractionary effect as it blasts the satellite out of it. I could put like maybe like some here and some here and then smudge it. Give it a bit of a smudge. That's one weapon design that I've always really wanted in many games. That like is obviously, I can imagine why it would be hard to achieve, but like they had a great one in Jak and Daxter 2. I think it was just called Jak 2. But they had a shotgun called the Scattergun, and like it was a laser shotgun. You just got this like big cone laser, just like boom, and it was like one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen at that stage. Fucking PS2 era games were just like absolutely lit, like, Jak 2 was an amazing game. Like the Jak and Daxter trilogy is like easily the best one out there. Like the PS2 era was just fucking riddled with awesome games. Like if only that were so. It's just the first snow flurries of the year. That's hilarious. I'm speaking about cold water, unfortunately. Not descendants of my race. I got you Windsor Newton Pro 48 count. Is that good? It'll do. It's not great, but it'll do, I mean, I've been waiting this long. That Crayola would have done, like, Just send me a broken box of like streak chalks. I got you those markers you wanted. Just me picking them out of the box, being like, this fucking retard. Like, you better start producing some nice shit with them. I haven't actually done any sketches in weeks, like, and I've been saying it to myself the last like easily 2 or 3 weeks now, because I've been focusing on PEINTEINGU, like, and then just like other shit like around the house and just in my life. Like my fucking dad texted me today for the first time in God knows how long. Like, so I spoke to my father this morning. What, like, well, not this morning, about like an hour ago, and I'm like, oh, you know, when you're dealing with something like that, like family shit that gets you real emotional and stuff, and then you're gonna do something like this, like it's like I have to fucking stream in like 40 minutes, and you're like hitting me with this fucking shit, like. Oh man, life's hilarious. Like, it really fucking is. Like, having a good day this morning, are you? Well, here's something for you to deal with. Oh fucking hell! Like, have you guys got good relationships with your fathers? 'Cause I fucking don't. COVID really fucking like there was already loads of stuff, but fuck me, like, really showed people's like fundamental base colors, and I'm not talking about paint. They say people show their true colors and all. Like, COVID showed fucking everybody people's like inner colors, like, you know. Oh, chap sound like the way he was texting me and all. Like, I was reading out the text messages, and like, he just comes across like an AI. You know what I mean? It doesn't like feel like I'm talking to my father. It feels like I'm just talking to some bot on a fucking screen. Like, baha ha ha ha. Those are my favorite fucking comments. Just people laughing. I don't know. I did search and they seemed good. I don't fucking know. Not a not even not a word of a lie. This drawer here, this shit right here, nigga. This drawer right here, nigga, is full of the markers you bought me, which is a good thing because you've basically increased my stock, and it also proves that they're good because I bought them myself. However, I think, as I recall, the image I sent you was of a brand called Copic, and they are a different shit with like different markers with different tips. So I was like, I'm not going to get him to get me the exact same markers. I'll get him to get me different markers. And then you got me the same markers. So when you sent me that image, I laughed. I was like, no fucking way. Having said that as well, though, fuck off, bitch. Having said that, though, as far as I recall, I think one of the first ones I sent you was of Winsor Newton Pro markers. So, totally fine. I really appreciate the fact that you actually got me something at all. After all this time, I'm surprised that you actually got me something at all. Oh God! The hoodie showed up, didn't it? Or when did you order the hoodie? You did order a hoodie, didn't you? I know Demon Hunter Bear ordered a hoodie. Sleep Deprived ordered a hoodie. Who else ordered a hoodie? I think Scouts did as well. Like, I need to make another hoodie. I really like making hoodies. I might turn into like Red Yay, start making a shit ton of like just like clothing designs and shit. Like, my dad and I are on better terms than we were in years past. Turns out my mom is kind of crazy after all, but he could have drank less. Yeah, like that's similar to what I experienced. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was like 14 when he divorced, when he got separated. You have to be like separated for 4 years, so technically I can't say divorced because they didn't just like get divorced. Like, you know, so here you have to be separated for 4 years, and then you can legally get divorced because the whole like Catholic Church bullshit. Like, it's mad. Like, I suppose in a good way, it's kind of good because it's like you guys can separate for a while to try and figure your shit out, but you can't get divorced yet. Like, you can't, like, annihilate the marriage just yet. Like, oh god, which could be argued as a good thing because you could try and, like, salvage it or some shit. I know, that's it. Yeah, I did send you that pic as well. Like, that's one of the reasons I laughed when I had a look at it. I was like, ha ha ha. No, but it's all good, man. Like, honestly, like, much appreciated. Like, having the extras is going to be great because, like, the reality is that no matter brand, what brand of alcohol markers you get, if you use them as much as I do, like, for the size things that I do and all, they run out really quick. That's why they do refills and all, like, So the fact that you got me another batch of the same ones is actually quite utilitarian and useful. So, domo arigato to Eric Rindibero for your patronage, your good sir. And you got the hoodie, yeah? How does it fit? Does it fit okay? Or do you think you should have got a bigger size and all? Like, feedback! I need feedback on my merch, ladies and gentlemen. I also need to make that fucking shit a lot more opaque. It's looking very transparent right now. And we all know here on PEINTEINGU, transparency is the opposite of what I want. Which sounds hilarious. I'm not about transparency. I want to be opaque as fuck. Can't see shit. The laser blast turned out well, though. I am going to put some white in the middle. I'm gonna need to make more of this luminous green. Like, bright green, luminous green is one of my favorite colors. Everything from lasers to grass to magic to fucking, like, money. Even though I'm not a big fan of money. Like, I actually am one of them people that, like, I don't like money. Like, I get it, like, you need it and all, like, do you know what I mean? But, like, because of like how people behave around it and with it and shit and all, like, I, like, detest it. I'm like, so fucking stupid. Like, I'd rather, like, if everybody was like I'd rather, like, the John Wick system where it was like favors, because that's like, I like you with the markers. Like, I make something or do something and you like it, and then you buy me something or give me something. Like, Metal Bear is making me an axe, and, like, Scouse Bear bought me the kimono. Like, you know, like, I think that's, like, a way better system where I'm like, I entertain you for 2 hours, and maybe if you like some of the art, you can buy it or whatever, like, or I'll paint you something specifically like I did for Sleep Deprived or Scouse, and then they either give me money for it or give me something else for it. Like, you know, it's a much better system of, like, give and take, and I'm a giver and a receiver. I was under the impression you didn't have markers and wanted some. Oh no, obviously I have markers, but, like, the really high quality ones are really expensive, and, like, I have a low budget. Do you know what I mean? Like, I buy all of my art materials either online sparingly, or I go down the road to this, like basically, like, the Irish equivalent of, like, a $2 store. You know what I mean? It's called Mr. Price. You get all these brands at, like, low prices and shit, like. And I get all of my art materials there, like, and they're good. They're not bad, like, but there are some shit, like you're not gonna buy this stuff. You're not gonna buy this stuff in a shop anywhere around here. I have to get this stuff online. And this shit's fucking lethal. It's the same with the markers. The brand Copic is, like, they're, like, some of the best markers out there, but they're ridiculously expensive, like, But, like, there is, like, even in today's market, no matter what you're talking about, there is still an element of, when you pay a high price, it's because it's worth it and it's good quality, Now, obviously, having said that, there's a flood of shit out there in the market where it's like, buy these fucking damaged jeans for fucking 16 grand. Like, like, obviously that's bullshit. But there is still stuff out there where you're paying, like, a couple of £100 for something, and it's worth it because it's really high quality, It's just something about painting lasers. There's another band name for you, painting lasers. What I wish is that people offered tall versions. I know they cost more and aren't always an option, but I like my hoodies long. Yeah, I'm kind of like that. Like, not necessarily long, but I like them baggy. Like, I have real broad shoulders, but I'm also kind of slim and shit. Like, you know, it's the fact that clothes are just made like generically. Like, you know what I mean? Small, medium, large. That's not how it works in real life. Like, everyone's like a slightly different size. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, that's why tailors exist and shit. Like, you know, like, but you're not gonna go to a tailor for a hoodie. Like, you know, it's hilarious. An extra large tall a lot of times I prefer, but usually hard to find even in stores. Yeah, the bigger you are, the harder it is to find clothes that actually fit and shit. Like, you know. Can you imagine being like on 6'8"? Like, what? His shoe size is probably like 14 or 15 or some shit like that. Like, you know. Layer by layer, the paintingu shall emerge in all its beautiful, colorful glory. I also want to improve the look of the pistol that he's using. Kind of want to put some shading around the edge here as well. But I did say I was going to paint octopi, so I'll get on that. I actually have a beautiful purple here. Look how vibrant that purple is. That's heavy, because I made a lot of it. I made a shit ton of it. Long, baggy hoodies are preferred, especially if you conceal carry. Oh man, I wish we had fucking... like, sometimes I wish I could just, like, go buy a firearm, like, and just, like, practice shoot out my back garden or some shit, like, you know, like, it's hilarious. But, like, I get it, like, you know, it's weird, you know, like, when I'm really honest, like, when you look at it logically and shit, like, there's a lot of the people around here you wouldn't trust with a firearm, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's mad, like. Oh, look at that. Looks edible. Oh, this has got gold in it. No way. I'm like surprising myself because I forgot what I mixed. There's little gold flakes in this purple. This fucking purple's pimping as fuck. Pimping purple. It's quite transparent though. Yeah, I need a few layers of this. I'll give this one a gold flake layer. This could be the king octopi. King octopussy. And then I'm gonna get a different purple. Because that's a really nice purple, but it's quite transparent. And we all know, here on PEINTEINGU, transparency is completely and utterly banned. Opacity, high opacity paints. That's what we like here on PEINTEINGU. Like so. I'm gonna make myself a beautiful lilac. Gonna beautify myself with a beautiful lilac. So the way the violet like the consistency of this paint, it's I think it's hilarious the way you have different consistencies like in the same brand of paint. Like you'd assume that all the paint is going to be the same consistency, but it's not, because clearly because of what they use to make it and shit. Like, and the violet like looks like the tube is just taking a shit. Like it's like just fuck. Whereas some of the other stuff just falls right out. Like that Prussian blue there has like a wateriness to it where it just like pisses out like the fucking thing's got diarrhea, like fucking nobody's business. Shit like that just makes me laugh. Right. Now, I can't remember what I mixed in with this to get the lilac. Probably was just white. But we're about to find out. I think it might have been yellow. Just like a tiny bit of bright yellow. To like lighten it up. Lighten that bitch up. And that still looks kind of transparent to me. It's grand. Could be better, could be worse. It's one of those. Probably behoove me to try and plan ahead a little here. If these octopi are indeed going to be playing volleyball with something. I wonder if a bit of fucking fuck all aqua green. I don't want you on my aqua green. Blue compost. Like, where's the rest of my paints over there? Oh, I have a shit ton of aqua green. Sometimes I forget that I have like big tubes of certain colors. I have a fuckload of that. That's grand, like. Yeah, this is probably what I used actually. Aqua green. Love that color. I love like fucking like really like contrasting, vibrant colors and shit. Like, I like the kind of colors that make you go, A pimpin' purple paint. Paint. PEINTEINGU. Yeah, that's too blue. That needs to be way more purple. But it's nice and opaque now. There we go. Opaque. Paint. There we go. We have attained it. Paint. PEINTEINGU. Put a little bit of water in this to get better flow out of it. Teeny tiny squirt. The teeniest of squirts. Oh, it's much better. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, yeah. We got one with the golden flakes and the horns, and then we got one over here. Dude, I'm throwing something around. We could do a paraglider. We could do a Palestinian paraglider. You know, that's still offensive while not being, you know, too edgy because they're like throwing a baby around. I'll pretty much do anything that doesn't involve kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck about being offensive with adults. Like, but that's why they do that shit, isn't it? It's like, oh, they're killing babies, and everybody just immediately just loses their shit. Like, you got any evidence? No. Did you guys see that fucking? I think somebody put it in the Bear content group, or maybe it was the Speakeasy. I'm not sure. I seen that fucking the clip of that like Arab fella talking about like how old that conflict is and what's going on, and like the gas and like the fucking Silk Road and shit. Like, it's all so silly and gay. It really fucking is. Like, you know, like it really fucking is. It's so, but it's funny as well. Like, you see that fucking clip of Netanyahu getting the map up and just drawing that line with the marker, and it's just like, we're just gonna fucking like see the fucking unbelievable arrogance and like brazen, entitled, detached behavior out of these people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and they go on like people like us, like, you know, the masses, the peasants, the ignorant, the unwashed masses. Like, they go on like it's the same fucking shit. Like, they make us out to be like stupid and all these, which, yeah, a lot of us are, but it's not necessarily our fault anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, free will exists, but it's like, to what point? Like, do you know what I mean? When we're this far down the line and they've fucked with that much shit and have that many people roped into a system built on deception and lies, it's like there's like a fraction of free will left in Babylon. Like, you know what I mean? Which I know is enough, you know. As long as there's hope, there's hope, you know. And as long as there's hope, there's hope. It's like, but still, you're getting a bit fucking like. But that's what I think is hilarious about it. Like, I think it's just got to get to the stage where they are just gonna like. I wouldn't be surprised if they straight up just killed a baby live on telly and said that it was like Hamas or something, but like it was like really easy to tell. Like, they did it so obviously badly or some shit, like that it's really easy to tell that they just killed like an Israeli kid, you know, because it's always like they're sacrificing themselves and then blaming the enemy that they invented and shit. Like, oh man, I won't be surprised if they like eat a baby live on fucking. What's the dodgy site these days? Is it still RedTube or some shit? I don't fucking know. Like, what, Live Leak? What's the thing that everybody watches to like see what the world's really like? I tapped out a long time ago. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I just want to make enough money doing what I love to buy more equipment to be able to do more of what I love. That's what I want to do. Like, I want to get a mic. I want to get a better camera. I want to get, like, you know, fucking, I'll buy some or download some fucking streaming software or some shit, like, and improve the quality of PEINTEINGU. Increase the variety of things I'm able to do myself. Like, I figured out how to make just like the other day, I figured out how to make a textile paint mix where I can paint directly onto clothing and then let it set and then iron it, and it'll be like my Gunduk hoodies and stuff, but I can like make them myself. So I think I might get into that. Like, I think I might buy a lot of blank. Like, here's what I'm gonna pose, right? Instead of having a Spring account with my merch on it, and like, you guys have to spend like fucking 60 quid on a fucking hoodie or some shit, and I get 13 quid out of that, which is like, all right, considering they're doing like, their hoodies, their machines, they fucking ship it out, all that stuff. All I do is make a design and put it on the laptop, like, and create an account and shit, like. So I get that, like, I get why the profit margins are so skewed. Like, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, that's kind of shit. It's like it is what it is. Like, but what I'd like to do is if somebody wants a hoodie, paint, it'll be the same as if somebody wants a painting. So say like when Sleep Deprived or Scouts turned around to me and was like, oh, can you do me a painting? And they tell me what they want. It'll be the same with the merch. So if someone's like, oh, I want a hoodie, I buy a hoodie, or you buy a hoodie that like perfectly fits you, like buy a hoodie that that's high quality, that is like going to fit you snugly, that you'll wear, like a good hoodie, and then ship it to me, and I'll custom paint the thing with whatever design you want, and then ship it back to you. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Now I know there's costs in the shipping back and forth, so some people might want me, they'll be like, oh, just get a hoodie and send it over. But that's the kind of route that I want to take. I always want it to be analog, because I didn't even like setting up the spring thing. I was like, yeah, I need money because like I need to bring in money. I can't have my female fucking being the breadwinner. And I am bringing in money, just not enough. Like, that's what's keeping me going, especially with my own paintings. Like when I sold that symmetrical to that lad in France for 450 quid, I was like, fucking, like, thank fuck, like, because it'd been a while since I sold a symmetrical. I sold like 3 or 4 of them before I moved to Tipperary, and I made like nearly like $1.5 grand in like a couple of months. So that really boosted my ego for a while, and then I moved here and I didn't sell anything for ages, because I don't have a network here and I don't know anyone shit like. And that really affected my mental state the last year or so. Was like, I need to make money. Like, do you know what I mean? I was thinking about getting a job, instead of like keeping this going and shit. Like, it's mad. Like, it is very stressful running your own, like doing your own thing, your own hours. You don't have a boss. Like, you're your own boss and shit. Like, so like I have to be like really like hard on myself, and like I am hard on myself. If anything, sometimes I think I'm too fucking hard on myself. Where like I get really worried of like, am I working hard enough? Am I working hard enough? Am I putting enough work in? Like, and most of the time I'm like, no, I need to work harder. No, I need to work harder. No, I need to work harder. Which is probably a good thing, But it can get to you mentally, where you're constantly kind of like whipping yourself because you don't want to become complacent, because nobody's in charge of you apart from God. Like, the amount of times I've just looked up and be like, it's just you and me, buddy. Like, I'm in your hands. I'm doing the best I can. The rest is up to you. I'm going to roll the dice. Where they fall is all down to you, nigga. This one kind of looks like he's thrown it to this one, maybe. So I might do a go between these two here. Will we make them Japanese octopi, or will we make them? We give them Rasta hats because it's in the Caribbean. Does that make sense? Jamaica's in the Caribbean, isn't it? Am I that retarded? Like, I think Caribbean. I think like, wagwan mi blada. Like. Welcome to the Caribbean, nigga. Big fan of certain shades of purple. Yeah, like lilac. I fucking love lilac. It's gorgeous. And that's funny, isn't it? That like lilac or like purple is close to magenta, which allegedly, like you can't see magenta. It's like one of those things that's like not on the wheel or some shit. Like, stuff like that fascinates me. Just like how the realm works and like physics and alchemy and shit like that, like and biology and shit like that fascinates me. All this fucking political shit and all this fucking like, you know, world like realm wide fucking LARP fucking shite is just absolutely, it's so stale now. Do you know what I mean? Because like I'd say back in the day, like it was really easy to stay roped into all of that shit. Where like, you know, oh like blah 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 is going to war with blah blah blah, and like, you know, oh no, like here come the foreigners, like various stages of history. It would have been fairly easy to kind of like stay roped into that zeitgeist if there was one going around, like especially because like at one stage there would have been no tellies and stuff like that, so when people did meet up they'd all believe each other at face value based on what they said and shit, like, you know. Just because the internet and phones and stuff didn't exist back then didn't mean that there wasn't huge narratives that were total bullshit, like, you know. Stuff like that fascinates me also. It's like, what really happened? You know, you're never gonna fucking know, really. Like, even when you have that, like, what's that stuff called, like primary evidence or primary history, primary records, like somebody's journal or diary or some shit like that, or like a bill of rights nailed to a church or fucking some shit, like, you know, from the day you still have that actual piece of paper, like, you know. But even then, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Right, so in order to do Rasta, was it black, yellow, green? Yeah, like a Rasta beanie would be like black, yellow, and green. Being distracted by things showing up on my phone. These bitches need another layer. But they're nearly there. Now, will they be throwing a paraglider around? That is the question. Here on PEINTEINGU, we answer the most pertinent questions. Should these purple Rasta octopi be playing volleyball with a Palestinian paratrooper? That is the question we are going to answer. Paint. PEINTEINGU. 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 Paint. PEINTEINGU. Painting me. PEINTEINGU. Paint. Purple. Pimp. Kind of want to give one of them a gold chain now. Make one of them British. On me head, man! Wasn't that a Froobs ad? I think so. Froobs! Rip their heads off and suck their guts out. Man, some of the ads that were on telly were like, what the fuck? Just make it as Asian as possible. Did I do all of them? I think I did all of them. Nice. Do some Rasta hats on these fools. Oakland in the house! Iron Man Burrow. Welcome up. Oh, PEINTEINGU. Woo! Right, so we're going to need black, yellow, green. Well, I'll leave the green out then. We're going to need black, yellow, green to do the Rasta hats. I fucking miss my top knot. It's hilarious. The added visual hilarity of me donning a top knot was fucking brilliant. Actually, is my fucking fringe long enough to do it already? My hair grows so quick. I've had hair like past my shoulders like 3 times in my lifetime. My hair grows mad fast, dude. I think I could totally achieve a top knot. Well, Goku hair is also quite entertaining. Fucking like, you know, having a lot of anime hair is also like kind of suits the stream, like, you know. Welcome to a PEINTEINGU. Like, I just want to be fucking mad looking. Like, every time I look at the camera and make eye contact with the lens, I want people to just laugh, like, you know, because they just cannot take me seriously. I want it to be nigh impossible for you to like look me in the eye and not laugh. Like, just say, you know, you're asking me like legal questions, like, so, what did your lawyer say? Are they taking your children? You know, like, it's like impossible to fucking have a serious conversation. What about a giant spliff in one of their tentacles? Definitely happening. A blunt is so fucking needed in this situation. I'll get. Will I? The one with the devil horns. Will I give it the blunt? You know, because we don't want to promote taking drugs. Don't want to promote it. I mean, we can't do it. Paint. There's so much to, but every time I look at this thing, I'm like, I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I go, stay focused, defender. Take a sip of water, have a puff of a cigarette, focus yourself. Oh God. Paint. Just so everybody knows, I didn't forget. I bet the living shit out of Bitch Bear last night. I flogged his ass till it bled. Remember that in Golden Child, or the Golden Child with Eddie Murphy, when he's like in the lake rowing around in the boat? I'm gonna row your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass when I find you. I'm gonna row your ass. I'll row your ass till it bleeds. I fucking love that movie. Hey, Bird, did you just see a high-flying midget in a tree, or was it just me? Eddie Murphy was fucking hilarious back in the day, like fucking Beverly Hills Cop and all. Like, if you haven't seen The Golden Child, watch that movie. Golden Child's a fucking brilliant movie. Like, really cool. Some gravy in that as well. Like, you know them balls? Somebody sent Owen one of them balls. You fucking like the Tibetan vibration, the frequency balls. You get like ding. You like do that shit and all. Like, it's supposed to like clear the energy in a room or whatever like that, like, or balance your vibrations and shit, like put you on a reset your frequency or some shit. Like, they do loads of stuff like that. There's a scene in The Golden Child where he needs to get that knife or whatever, and he needs to talk to the priest, and you're only allowed to speak while they have these like pillars with a segment in them that turns on an axis, like a big cylinder, and you can just like rotate it and it'll just like spin for a while, but like because it's heavy, it'll spin and then gradually slow and then come to a dead stop. So you walk up to these yokes and you have to like stand beside them and fucking spin it, and you're only allowed to speak while it's spinning, and then when it stops you can't speak. Like, it's this hilarious moment where he walks up and he's like, spins it and he's like, I want the knife, please. Like, it's hilarious. But I remember watching it being like, that seems so fascinating. Like, do you know what I mean? All those like ritualistic things, and like it's just like mad occult gravy, like, you know. I love going back and watching like older movies, and they have like really cool gravy in them now, like Star Trek. I know it's not a movie, but like fucking the original Star Trek show, a lot of gravy in that. Like, I'll give this one the spliff, and I'll put Rasta hats on the rest of them. Will I put Rasta hats on all of them, or will I give one like a pirate hat, give one a Rasta hat, and then give one a fucking... Oh, the moon has a cowboy hat. We could give one a yarmulke, but do we really want a Jew in every PEINTEINGU? How many PEINTEINGUs have you done? 109! How many Jews are there? None! Like... It's hilarious. One of the old PEINTEINGUs, like Grappler Diving School, has like loads of... It's all grapplers. It's nothing but grapplers. Grappler Diving School is just for grapplers. Oh, that one cracks me up. That one seriously cracks me up. I do kind of miss working on the foam boards. They're like just handy in lots of ways. I got to see The Golden Child again. Been a couple of like, decades at least. Oh, it's such a good movie, man. And your man who plays Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones is the bad guy in The Golden Child, and he's fucking what's it he called? What's his fucking name in that movie? It's some mad name, like, because he's like named after like a demon or some shit. Like, there's so much gravy in that movie. I can't remember what he's called, but like he's like got magical powers and shit. Like, there's one bit where he like fucking like transforms into a rat, and then like, I know you see a rat, and then he just like emerges out with a rat, and catches some dude off guard, and he's like, oh, what the fuck, and he just like buries a hook sword in his face. It's fucking bad, like. Or the blood porridge. Now there's some gravy, actually. I remember Eddie Murphy's character finds blood in the porridge, and I remember him talking to someone who said that they could only sacrifice the child properly if they got him to consume the porridge with blood in it. Because if they tried to kill him, if they tried to sacrifice the child just straight up, it like won't work. They have to get him to consume the blood of an innocent girl or some shit like that. Like, so it's like how grabbly is that? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like we have to get him to compromise himself karmically in order to be able to sacrifice him to be able to do what we want to do. Like, I've heard loads of stuff like that, like video games and fucking like, you know, TV shows and shit, like, you know, fantasy shit and all, like, where like those children, like, you know, that's why they had child emperors in China, because they were considered like pure. They were considered divine and like close to God and stuff and all, like, you know, that they weren't tainted by the desires of men and stuff like that and all, like, you know, which makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's like, how the fuck are you gonna have an 8-year-old emperor? Like, come now, my lord, it's time for your bath. Shit like that just makes me laugh so much. I remember seeing that in movies and all. They have that kid up on like, it's like 1,000 steps and all this like absolutely gorgeous, like, you know, decoration, flags, intricately woven carpets, and fucking petals from roses and all this fucking shit. All the concubines are dressed perfectly. Their makeup is immaculate. All the lads have this, like, you know, ornately designed flowing armor and all this shit. And right up at the top in the center of it all is a huge throne with an 8-year-old on it. And it's just like, you know full well that everyone around the child in charge of, like, you know, taking care of the emperor and advising the emperor and all, it's always the same shit. They had that shit in Avatar, the Legend of Aang. It's a fucking cartoon on like Nickelodeon, and they even in that, in a child's cartoon, they were like making it obvious that like the emperor's not actually in control. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like the president of the United States. It's everyone around the figurehead that is like, you know, it's like, oh, it's so fucking like when you look back at all the shit now, and it's just like that's why I laugh so much now. It's like I can't believe that most people still believe half the shit that they believe, you know? Oh, fuck's sake. I kind of want to put a speech bubble for the moon, and I want the moon to say, this sky ain't big enough for the both of us, that kind of thing. Read Shogun. It's just called Shogun. Could I like buy that on Amazon or some shit? Like, ain't no bookstore in Tipperary gonna have that. I tell you that much. It makes sense that even a vegetable can be president and nothing changes. Yeah, like you could you could literally have, you could have a quirky president, you could have a quirky president. Like you could actually have a president that has the. Oh my God, are we headed that way? Do you think it's only like a decade or two before like a really woke country has like a Down syndrome president? And like, because if that happens, Owen's going to be like, oh my God, I manifested reality again. But I can see that happening because like everything these days is about tolerance and acceptance. And hold on a minute, right? The tunes are going to be gone for a sec, but I seen this thing on Facebook yesterday, right? An auntie of mine, I like lots of my mother's side of the family, they like married dudes who are like semi-related to each other, like cousins and shit like that. And like two of my aunties, my godmother and me auntie, have kids that have like mental issues like autism and light sensitivity and like, you know, speech problems and stuff like that and all. Like, and she fucking put this thing up on for Halloween. Hold on, let's see if we can find it. And like, dude, like I fucking it nearly made me retch. Like, no, it's not there anymore. She had it on her story yesterday, and it was so bad. It was like this fucking. It was this list of. It was this list of things, right? It was like something they put on like a school door or like outside a school, like on the gate, and it was for Halloween, right? And it was like, somebody who's not wearing a costume might have like. Oh, I can't even remember how it was worded. It was basically saying just because somebody's not wearing a costume, just because somebody doesn't make eye contact, just because somebody isn't wearing face paint or so, it's like basically making a load of like excuses for being off or weird on Halloween night. Or like, you know, like say like fireworks go off and you have one of them retarded kids be like, loud noises. Like, you know, it was basically just saying that like, you know, just be tolerant and accepting and like of everyone's like diverse, neurodiverse sensitivities and all this fucking shit. And like, oh, it's like my spine contracts when I see all of that woke stuff, like, do you know what I mean? And like, it's not that I'm still like hypersensitive to it. It doesn't like trigger me, but because it's still going on, do you know what I mean? Like, it's weird in that sense of being in the bear community, where like we just don't think about that shit. Like, for the most part, like, you know, we're focused on ourselves. We're focused on what we're making. We're focused on talking to each other and having fun and like discussing stuff and having good conversations and producing things and hosting events and doing all this shit, like, and obviously we still comment and speculate on what Babylon is up to and where it's going and unheaded and all this fucking shit, like, you know. But these people who push this stuff and like accept this stuff and like, you know, because like that is pushing it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like even just my auntie having that on her Facebook page on her story is like, you know, I agree with this. Like people should be doing this and all. Like, do you know what I mean? And like I haven't spoken to that woman in years. Like, do you know what I mean? She's a nice woman. Like, do you know what I mean? But like she's stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like they're all like that's what Iron Man Bear. I was having this conversation with you like the other day. Like that's what used to piss me off about everything. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like I was never political. I was never like triggered by like certain subject matters or sacred cows, like because I didn't necessarily believe in God and all this fucking shit. What pissed me off, and this is why I love Vox so much, was most people are fucking idiots. Like they're absolute bellends. Like, do you know, like, and they choose to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I don't feel like arrogant and entitled or holier than thou when I'm like, you people are fucking idiots. It's because I'm like, I'm an idiot. I can be an idiot. Do you know what I mean? I can be a fucking retard. Like I can be really ignorant. Like, but I know this, and I accept that about myself. Like, if I was to turn around to my fucking auntie and be like, I think you're a fucking idiot for this, you know, it would like really insult her. She'd be like, oh my god, you think I'm an idiot? Like, it's like, yes, you can be an idiot in any given moment of your fucking life. You can be an idiot in that moment. Like, it doesn't mean you are an idiot in your totality. You know, you are wholly retarded. Like, it's just, it's so fucking stupid. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's all I was thinking about earlier on when my dad was texting me. I was like, in IT, intelligent, you know, watched fucking not necessarily mainstream stuff, what like, you know, growing up and shit like that. I remember me dad, like, you know, saying stuff that was like contrary to mainstream beliefs at the time and stuff like that. Like, and that chap just like lined straight up and got the fucking jab and all, like, you know. It's just like, I just think it's hilarious when I'm like, I spent so many years smoking weed and playing video games, and I don't feel like I fucked up nearly half as much as like more than half the people in the realm. So it's like I spent nigh on a decade arguably just wasting away being a degenerate, like, but loved every second of it and like laughed and like, you know, cried and like, you know, like some of the best moments I remember is like just being with the bros playing a video game and like something amazing or hilarious happened. Like I fucking love that shit, like, you know. And like I see people with kids and like successful businesses and like they're fucking like big in their community, like they're in a church or some shit, like, you know, and they're absolute fucking bellend. Like, oh, I guess what I'm saying is like I'm not as harsh. I'm not as harsh on myself as I used to be now. Because I used to be like, oh, I'm such a loser. Because I've like let things get to me. I let life get to me and I got depressed. So I felt like a loser. And then I see the rest of the world. I'm like, do you know what? I'm crushing. I'm fucking acing this shit called life. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm like a big ginger tortoise that paints. Time for a sip. Not gonna lie, today would be a day that I would fill this full of fucking moonshine and just not tell anyone. Oh god. It makes sense that even if I already read that one. Knowing how little you know is the first step to knowledge. Yeah, that's what I said to you the other day. It's like I'm smart enough to know that I'm not that smart. That's why I don't like, you know I'm not arrogant. I despise arrogant people. Do you know, like, that's why I like when I see that fucking like clip of Netanyahu or whatever like that, and they're saying all this shit about people being beasts and all, like, oh, the fucking orcs and shit. We're gonna go in and glass the place and all. I'm like, guys are such assholes. Like, that's one of the things that makes me laugh the most. Is I'm like, just be cool, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop being a dick. Just take a chill pill, like, you know. You know, there's a fucking glass Gaza because you guys are assholes. But like, yeah, I get why they're doing it. Like, you know, they're demons. It's fucking demons. I might actually, uh, I might actually start doing some research. I probably won't, because I'm lazy when it comes to that stuff. But like, there is a part of me that's intrigued, uh, tempted to like try and follow through on my parasite theory, and like look into it and try and see if there is actually like, you know, gravy there, because it feels and sounds and looks like there's gravy there, but there might not be. You know, like how funny would it be actually if there was no known record of like a parasite that does to humans what like those other parasites do to the slug and the snail and the ant and the praying mantis and such like. But having said that, I didn't know rabies did half the shit that it actually does to people. Rabies is a fucking interesting one. Rabies is a real interesting one. I didn't know that you had like a. Here it comes. I didn't know that if you caught rabies, like a symptom of rabies is an aversion to water. Interesting. Very interesting. Very fucking interesting. Yes, I just spontaneously and impulsively decided that one of the octopus is going to be wearing a leprechaun hat. Oh yeah. One quote that always stuck with me is, "Don't take life seriously. You'll never get out alive." You see, that's one thing that I always like felt really felt deep in my soul that that was just like a thing that like we like most of us like don't get. But like I think Owen gets it. Like he's been talking about that recently. Like death. Like I think death is like good. Do you know what I mean? Like I think like you know I have a strong feeling that like you die and then just like there's this like sense of like, oh shit, wow, this isn't what I thought it was. You know, like end up in a fucking some kind of ethereal airport and you're just like, right, is this your first death? Yes? No? Oh, it looks like you've died 12 times and you're still not able to remember shit. Well, back to samsara for you, or whatever the fucking like cycle is. Like, do you know what I mean? I think it actually would like I think it works like that. I think it's gonna be very like I think it's gonna be almost bureaucratic. Do you know what I mean? Like it'd be fucking hilarious, like all suicides on the left, please. If you killed yourself, you're in the left queue. Accidental deaths on the right. Some validity. No, middle. We'll go middle. I'm getting much better now at deploying, an accurate and efficient amount of paint from the tube. Because I used to just go like, blah! And then at the end of the stream, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm wasting so much paint. And it's the good stuff. But now I'm just like, wah! Like, like a tiny injection of paint onto the palette. A perfectly proportional painting. Gonna need to get more plates. I do want to get myself like a glass palette or something like that I can just wipe down at the end of every day. Because there's so much waste from disposable stuff, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's the little like quality of life things that you get involved in trying to figure out when you do art professionally, like I'm attempting to do. Man, you wouldn't believe it, like, just a fucking mess and stuff like that. Like, I'm not your typical artist. I don't like a mess, but there is a mess because I haven't figured out how to organize it. Painting, 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 raving, raving. Oh shit. Rastafari. Rasta octopi. You see, you, I'd prefer if you did me and you a favor and you fucked right off my stream. How's about that? Do you like that? Bitch? Yeah, I definitely need to make more of this green. I fucking love bright green. It's gorgeous. Isn't there usually red in those hats as well? I'm trying to remember what color like a Rastafarian beanie is. It's like black, yellow, red, and green or something, like all like woven in a triangular pattern or something. That's like the atypical one, like,
We sleep.
And we dream.
Each of us dies slowly in the prison of our minds. We sit in the sun and gaze.
We dream.
And we dream. Each of us dies slowly. The prison.
Paint.
Yeah.
Is it a new world or will it consume us all?
I fucking love this bit. I demand to know what's going on in my house.
I demand to know what's going on in my house.
See? All about that bass, man.
Yeah.
Perfectly timed painting goo.
Is it a
New world order. Consume us all. Get that bitch wet and slap her around. Use your royal rag to get rid of the evidence. Is this one getting a pirate hat? He's facing that way though. Oh, I never put armor in there. I'll put a knight's helmet on this one. That's what I'll do. Put a knight's helmet on this one. That'll do.
We sit in the sun and fades. We sleep and we dream. Each of us dying slowly. The prison of our mind. We sit in the sun and fades. We sleep and we dream. Each of us dying slowly. The prison of our mind.
Need a squirt. Just a little one. Is that an advertisement I see before me? Begone from me, Satan! a bit darker. Not quite black. It's very dark grey. Even darker. Nearly black, but not quite. Paintingu, ravingu, paintingu, ravingu. Get that bitch fucking wet. And slap her about. You know it. More white. Do do. Ha ha ha. Paint. Ha ha. Highlights. Do do. Yeah, well, that looks like a fucking evil elven helmet. You know? So there's your armor. Get some black in this burnt sienna. Oh Jesus! Add some details to this doobie. Now, in order to get a nice ember effect on the tip of the duvet tip, I'm going to need some red. Some yellow. Some spotted red and some spotted yellow. Like smudged black and yellow and red together repeatedly, and you'll get a nice cherry for either a cigarette or a joint. Similar to how you make a volcano thing. can be time consuming to create certain effects, but they're worth it. You really want to get in there, like I do. Get some orange in there. You got to make sure it's bright, so it stands out in between the red and the yellow. Nearly there. That should do the trick. Some smoke! Where there's smoke, there's Juby. Get it into you!
Oh God, he's coming back. Get out of here,
Oh, no! I don't want to put a fucking... make this octopus blatantly demonic. Because horns can be misleading, you know? Right, now what are they throwing? Is it a Palestinian paraglider? I think it will be. Where's my... I need to create some olive drab. Some olive drab green. Military green. That's what we're looking for. a military green. Nearly there. Want a bit more yellow in that. If you could create scratch and sniff paintings, would you do it? If you could create scratch and sniff paintings, would you do it? Well, like you just. I'm trying to think about yeah, but what would I do? Would I do an octopus that's like an octopus that smells like it's smoking weed, like, or just smells like fish? It's an interesting idea. It's definitely something I haven't thought of. Scratch and sniff paintings. I'll have to look into that now. Like, obviously, you could do an apple and it smells like an apple, or like you could do fruit, you could do flowers. But like, what if fucking like, it'd actually be funny to do like, I don't know, what, like do a picture of like a grabbler or something like that, and then like, it's like, what does gold smell like? It's just like, I don't know. That could be good. But I don't know what I do. Throwing the Palestinians. Flesh color. Palestinians are pretty pale for Arabs, aren't they? Like, they're fairly pale browns. Like, are Palestinians white? I think I nearly have Palestinian flesh color. Almost. Olak. Almost. Could you imagine they come out with a fragrance like a cologne for men called Almost a Nigger? I've told you once, I've told you 10,000 times, your kind aren't welcome here. Chap getting milled by an octopus. Do you imagine how unfortunate you would have to be as a Palestinian paratrooper to be so far off your objective that you land in a swarm of misfit octopi who are like really degenerate, like off the coast of the Caribbean islands. Oh, fuck. Do his booties while his face dries. Yeah, olive brownish. Oh. Oh yeah. That would be a crazy way to go out. Like, how fucked would that be? Like you're there. You know you're miles off target, and you're just over open water, and you see islands in the distance, but like you're not gonna make it. Like, and as you get closer to the water, you're like, well, at least I don't see any fins or blood or sharks or like any immediate like danger. And then you get a bit closer, and you're like, what are those purple things? Like, that's terrifying. Oh, well, I put him in sandals. I put the last one in sandals, didn't I? I was going to put military boots on him. I'll put him in sandals. Woo! Hello? Hello? It's the best Palestinian paraglider I've ever seen in my life. Is there ginger Palestinians? I was just gonna give him a carrot top there for like. Why do I think it'd be hilarious if they give him a ginger perm, you know, like, or ginger afro, like. Because he's a Palestinian Jew. Yeah. I think we're gonna give him red hair, like copper red hair, like. Can't even class it as red. It's fucking orange, like. He's getting a ginger beard as well, like. You know? It's a subtle, soft disclosure that I'm related to the people who attacked Israel. Why else would he make the paraglider a ginger? He's telling us something! Bloody fools. I'm at this stage of the painting where I just see stuff and I'm like, oh, that needs to be fixed. Oh, that needs to be fixed. These octopi are facing this way, so they need eyes. Or I could put shades on that one and maybe one stank eye and an eye patch on that one. I could also give it little ginger curls coming out of the hat, you know? We'll work with it. going to be a very conflicted Palestinian, no doubt. That Caribbean sun is going to be murder on his skin. Forget about the mad octopus. I don't think he's going to be in any one place for long enough for the sun to really affect. He's either going to be mid-air or underwater. Like, all the sunburn he got was when he floated in on the paraglide. Oh, he got sunburned so bad, like as he was paragliding in, that it was actually relief to be torn apart by purple octopi. Get your bitch and your baby off my stream! I think I might go a tone higher with the flesh of the Palestinian in order to get some more opacity. Need more white. Turn on the machine. I love random shit like that in songs. Do, 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 do. Turn on the machine. That sounds fun. Tiny squirt. The tiniest of squirts. Time for some sandals. I know I said time for some sandals and then just immediately started going onto the octopus. I have a tendency to do this. Woo! Oh yeah! Needs to be browner. Very sad Palestinian. Right, how are we looking? How's it looking? It's looking vibrant and chaotic. I love it. But unfortunately, I have other things to attend to. Other, far more godly things. So, this concludes today's Paintingu. Tomorrow, we will more than likely remain in the Caribbean Isles, attempting to resolve the conflict that has arisen on St. Martin's Island, or at least off the coast of it. Until then, be good, be true, and be beautiful. I have been Defenderoo. This has been Paintingu. And you need to head over to my Instagram, buy some merch, purchase a painting, have a look at all the other shit I've done. Head over to Bartaria Times, send me a friend request, go over to TikTok, watch my videos, support what you like or your goes away in the name of Big Bear himself. If you don't know who Owen Benjamin is, you're a retard. And you need to get on this train before they lock the doors, because I don't think it's going to be too long before we lock the doors. See you tomorrow, same time, same place, same high-octane painting energy. God bless, take care, and take with you the blessings of the former god of Paintingu, me, Defenderoo. Sayonara and farewell.